Hey guys, I'm back with another video. It's probably the last one in this house. This is the only shot in this house that isn't filled with boxes and doesn't look like a hurricane came through. So yeah, here we go. So I've been in the midst of packing and cleaning, and with that I had to compile all my wallflowers into one location in one box, and I tracked down every darn wallflower that it's in this house. They're in like individual BBW bags, like with the receipts and everything still. Ridiculous. And so since I was collecting and compiling all my wallflowers together, I was like, you know what, let me just sit down and take a little breather from all this packing and cleaning and film a video that is my wallflower collection video. For those of you guys who do not have the patience to sit through a 5-minute intro, I will make sure to put a timestamp or enable timestamps in this video, so you should be able to see when this video actually starts. So yeah, I've been going through and cleaning, and we have this, oh my god, it's so heavy. This huge like bin of wallflowers. Normally I've been like trying to not do collection videos, but these are things that I already do own, so at least I'm not promoting going out and buying more of it. And the sad thing is I really don't even use wallflowers anymore, which ties back to my previous point in the previous video about saying how you might grow out of your collections and not even use them. So yeah, like the wallflowers accumulated like crazy. Anybody who shops at BBW knows like how much of a habit it is to start hoarding and buying stuff, and it accumulates over time without you knowing it. And there's wallflowers everywhere. And on top of that, these aren't even all the wallflowers that I own. I think I already had brought like a smaller box to my parents and gave them like at least 30 wallflowers. There was a smaller bin of wallflowers that I gave to them because I really just don't use wallflowers anymore, which is it is what it is. The thing is with why I don't use wallflowers that much anymore is that I just honestly find them to be too strong, which is like contrary to what everybody else says. I guess if you plug in your wallflowers 24/7, you do get used to them, you do get nose blind, and you're like, oh, I can't even smell it anymore. But for me, I don't know, over the years, I feel like my nose has gotten more sensitive, that when I do plug in a wallflower, I actually have one in here, and it's like, ugh. Because I'm just trying to get rid of them. But yeah, when I do use wallflowers, like normally it's not plugged in, I literally just plugged that in a few days ago, they are just too strong. It like goes 24/7, it clashes with my candles. When I sit in this room, I usually like get a headache if I sit here too long because the wallflower is too strong for me. If I put it in a bedroom, it's just way too small, and I just don't want to sleep like inhaling those wallflower fumes like the whole night, so I don't do that anymore either. And they just clash too much with my candles or melts that I have going on, and they often give me headaches, and I'm just like, oh, this is too much. Like my parents will have one in the bathroom, and I'll be like, oh my god, this is just like giving me a headache while I'm trying to urinate. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, but anywho, I love wallflowers so much though. Like, they're just such amazing aromatherapy for me. Like, the problems in my world just totally go all away. Like, whatever's happening out there in 2020, it's not an issue when I plug in a wallflower because it's aromatherapy. And I love that so much. Who even needs health insurance and a trip to the mental health specialist when you have a wallflower? I can get it for like $3 with after coupon in sales and during SAS, and $3 compared to insurance and a therapist. I don't know, you make that decision there. So yeah, obviously totally kidding. But yeah, so all these wallflowers, I'll save some of them that are like near and dear to my heart, which sounds silly for something like a wallflower, but the ones that I really enjoy, I'll keep for a rainy day. And maybe if for some reason I get like a larger house where the wallflower isn't so strong and headache inducing, I might be able to use that sometime in the future. But probably the majorities will be used for my parents, and they will have a lifetime supply of wallflowers for the rest of their lives. So here we go. Without further ado, let me get into it. So many of them. Let me just quickly go through some of the plugs that I have accumulated. I actually ended up tossing some of these because they do actually, if you don't know, they actually do like start to crack or break or split in there. And then they just like get weird and loose and they don't fit anymore. So I had to toss some of those. As you know, some of them do dud out or get weird, or some of them will discolor heavily. So some were tossed or discarded. And some of them I just kept. I do have this cute nautical one that has like a rope texture on it that I actually sort of like that one. I normally go just for the plain ones, which I don't have with me because the plain one is plugged in. But I usually go for the plain white ones just because they're the most you know, not stand out in the house. And I just sort of don't want like a huge haunted house or a huge cat or whatever, like all of my surroundings. It just doesn't fit with my aesthetic. So I normally have like these, they used to call them like the Wedgwood Gate ones. I had a lot of those. This one's a little too dark for me, but I bought it at one point. It's another one of those scrolly ones. This one actually came in a box, I believe. They used to do like fancy things with wallflowers. They put them in like huge box and call them like luxe editions. And I believe this was a wallflower luxe edition. So yeah, so luxe there with that Bejeweled pumpkin that I think I used once in my cabin. We have, obviously I love nautical things, so we have another anchor right there. The funny thing was the wallflowers, I think when they first introduced them a while ago, I think they used to originally be called scent ports under Slacken & Co. when they first introduced them, which were similar to what the Homeworks diffusers look like, where they were more boxy and like you like had like compartments that like cling together, and then you plug it in. I think they were a little bit more square-ish than the wallflower round ones. And then over time they transitioned it into the Slacken & Co. wallflowers, and they used to come in like these boxes where you would get one of the traditional like wallflower, like the one that looks like the flower with the petals on it. That would come in a box with a one like starter pack, so to speak, and it comes with one refill, and there would be like kitchen spice or like, I don't know, a fresh balsam. And they had those in like a box as a unit, so you would get the starter, the diffuser, and the actual refill together, and you would buy that, and it was like that way for a while. And then obviously, as you guys know, they sort of switched over. They used to do all these, they had more of the plain ones, but it would just be in like bright neon plastic colors. And then the further and further they went down, they started doing these huge humongous ones and like the ceramic ones that are too heavy, that like sort of like droop on your plug outlets and are very taxing and heavy on them, and will loosen them up over time. And they'll do the big huge honking ones as well. And then of course these used to be my favorite, obviously not anymore. It was the Wallflower Duos, not to be confused with the Duos now. There was a tag on it. I actually bought a ton of these. It says Combined 2 Scents Custom Blends Wallflower Duo. These I got for 75% off back when test stores used to do phone orders. I think the Pyramids, New Jersey Garden State Plaza test store used to do phone orders, and I remember calling in an order. I got a Garden Mint Slacken & Co. candle, a few other things, and I got like a whole crap load of these, which were 75% off, and that was the only place I could find them at that point, and so I got them for cheap. Once again, another lesson to learn from me. I never actually ended up using like the 10 of these that I got brand new, because after a while they just, this was can you believe that? This is $5 for a duo. And it's for like a 2-pack, like a 2 duo one. And now they're like friggin' like, you know, 20 bucks for a large haunted house or Santa on a sleigh thing. But anywho, these were great because you could plug in 2 different ones and indeed make your own custom blends. Back then, I thought the wallflowers weren't strong enough, which is funny because these ones with the round tips, or the rounded tips like that, these are so strong in comparison now, like, whew, even more of a headache than the flat bottom ones that I have now. They were so strong back then, but you know, as somebody who like just burned candles and had wallflowers going all the time, you do indeed get nose blind to them, and they became too weak for me that I was like, I need 2 going at the same time, which just seems so insane in retrospect. And especially, I just don't know if it's healthy to have 2 bulbs of VOCs, volatile organic compounds or whatever they are, heated up in your house in a confined space for 24/7. I don't know what the health benefits are on that either, but they're too strong now. But if you live in a mansion, you might seek these duos out if you can find them on eBay. I used to do this thing where do I even have it anymore? I used to do a twisted peppermint mixed with frosted cupcake, and back then they didn't have marshmallow peppermint as a wallflower, as a standalone bulb, so I would mix the 2 together and I would get a marshmallow peppermint combo just by being able to put frosted cupcake and twisted peppermint in. And like, you know, you can just go crazy with all the stuff that you want. I could put like a winter rose mixed with a vanilla fragrance and get a rose vanilla. You know, you could do like crazy combinations on this, which was really fun, but they just became too strong after a while. And then there was that whole VOC scare, if you guys are like old school subscribers, you know what I'm talking about. And I was just like, I'm not going to do that anymore. And then lastly, we have the new style duos that look like that. You can know that that's a duo because it has like the little LED night lights or whatever, and this one like lights up and changes, I think, every 48 hours. But they do there's a thing where they become like uneven, even though in theory they should be 48 hours like evenly. I think when you plug and unplug them, it resets which side it starts on, so one side always gets like depleted faster than the other one. This one's nice because it just like it prevents nose blindness and you smell something different every other day. But yeah, they just take for like they'll be just chilling in there for like 2 months plus just because they just don't go down very fast. So that's the Duo one right there. As for storage, I used to have this galvanized tin. I think I bought from the Target dollar spot. I think, is there a price on it? It was only $2.50. Yeah, and it was super fun. It sort of just had like that, what is it, from the Heartland kind of old school country BBW gingham thing. Like I could just like imagine myself like if they had wallflowers back then in the old school formats. And if they like maybe just had them in like tins like that, I think that'd be so cute or fun. So I did used to have, when I started out in the cabin, this was my wallflower tub. Quickly outgrew that, and now we're in this huge ass tub right here, and this isn't even all of them. So whew, that's like 10 minutes of intro, so let me get into it. The first one that I have, I'm just gonna pick them out here real quick. I really don't know how long or in-depth this video is going to be, but one of my favorites, I have so many of these suntans. It's in the original like bulbous version. So good. I don't think the old ones had notes on them, but everyone knows what suntan smells like. It's like a sunscreen type of fragrance. It was great. It smells just like sunscreen, but the wallflower in comparison to the candle sometimes has this like sort of gluey component to it. The wallflower, on the other hand, is so much more floral and stronger on that orange blossom / neroli component, and it just smells like the most high-end, just like beach resort you could ever imagine. Oh my god, it's just so divine. The wallflower is just like takes it to another level, and it's just like a smidge more floral and pure than the candle is. It doesn't get that gluey lotion fragrance, and I freaking love it. That's one of my favorites. Let's see, we have a Vanilla Bean Noel right here. There's a whole crap load of cinnamon caramel swirls, which I'm not really sure why I bought. I think they were 75% off plus coupon. There was only like or was it maybe 90% off? It was something crazy, whereas they were like super cheap. And I don't even enjoy this fragrance, but that's just the addict or hoarder talking. This one's the creamy caramel, cinnamon, and sweet vanilla. And I got multiples of these, so that was cinnamon caramel swirl right there. We have a plumeria. I think there might be more than one of these. This one they, I think, did for SAS to throw back the classic plumeria. Smells just like a plumeria. This is just sort of kind of weak though compared to other wallflowers. We have a, oh my god, a pumpkin gingerbread. What is this? Gingerbread, golden vanilla, touch of fresh pumpkin. Friggin' love this one. Oh my god, I would love if this came back. But if it doesn't, whatever. I have plenty of other things to keep me occupied. So there was pumpkin gingerbread right there. That's a good one. We have a pumpkin pie, I think, in the original release. So that's what that looks like. This one was pretty strong too. Everyone knows. I think it's out as pumpkin vanilla creme right now. So it's out right now. I think this is... oh, I don't know what this is. It has no label on it, so there's that. We have a marshmallow fireside in this super juicy, like blingy, metallic label version. That's what that looks like. Check that out. Yeah, so there's that. Oh my god, marshmallow fireside, they used to be, I think in the old bulbous ones, they used to be so strong. I remember having it in my like sister's apartment back in college, and we were just both like choking out from it. The next one we have is Black Tea Rose. Oh my god, I remember when this one was like, oh my god, there was just so much like drama over this candle because it was supposed to be in the totally opaque solid black glass. But then it came out in the like lighter gray version, and then Mahogany Teakwood High Intensity got the solid black one, and so Black Tea Rose got like dethroned and wasn't as sleek as it was in the test phase. And then we were like, oh my god, where is it? And there was like the floor set images or whatever people were sending to me, and it's like, oh no, it's here. So I don't know. That was crazy. But then it got repackaged. It was originally golden, amber, and oak, and then came out as Black Tea Rose in full, and then it once again got repackaged as golden, amber, and oak, but it was much weaker than Black Tea Rose was. This was English tea leaves, fragrant rose petals, and aromatic cedar. This, I really liked at the beginning, and I still enjoy it, but now it just sort of smells like those like cedar rings that you put in your closet to like get rid of moths or whatever. So that's Black Tea Rose right there. Let's see. Oh my god, funnel cake. Oh, this was that one summer during SAS, and it just came out randomly with some poolside daydream or whatever the heck that was. A funnel cake right there, but there was no candle of it, which was strange. And this one is Summer's Sweetest Pleasure Golden Swirls of Buttery Pastry Dusted with Powdered Sugar. It just smells like, it smelled like cereal that was sitting out from the morning for way too long, and the milk started getting like sort of spoiled, and there was like sort of an icky sweetness to it. It kind of smelled like a funnel cake. Just one of their usual like powdery, sugary, sweetsy scents. It was decent, so that was funnel cake right there. Oh my god, more of these. There's like so many. One day I will have a beach house or whatever where this will be appropriate for. So there's suntan times like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the just this label version right here. Did one have notes on this? Sunny fragrance of vibrant orange blossoms, bright citrus, and soft coconut husk. Fragrant excellent. Already talked about it. We have a rosewater and ivy that I bought just because it's super juicy, fun label. I think it came out in that Gilded Garden collection with a matching soap and candle. This one I like. I really gushed about it at the beginning. It's like this perfumey, super heady and heavy rose fragrance, but then it became too strong after a while. This is actually the specific one that's always in my parents' bathroom that I use. That's way too strong, gives me a headache. There's something very harsh and gritty about it that I get sort of over with, especially with Wallflower. So that's rosewater and ivy there, but nonetheless a great rose fragrance if you do like rose. I think there's a million of these in here too. This was that gold mine store. I have so many apple crumbles. There's like 1 and 2 if it would ever focus. Yeah, and then there's a third one over here. Friggin' love this one. It was great in the Wallflower. I didn't get that plasticky burnt fragrance the first 2 apple crumbles from the Slack & Co era did. And it was just a pure sweet, juicy Granny Smith apple with just a little bit of crumble topping on it. Excellent. Very strong too. That reminds me of college when I used to plug it in. Yeah, there was like gold mine store. It was the old school white barn side by side with a BBW, and they had the chocolate bacon cupcakes and like all of the just like the most stock ever. But it wasn't a run down mall, so no one came to it. So they had all the great like test scents and just like all the stock in the world of all the candles you wanted during the Slack & Co golden era. But nobody came to it, so a lot of it just went 75% off, and I got so many of those apple crumbles for 75% off. It was just insane. We have Nectarine Green Tea right here from the Summer Sips collection, was it? What was this? Now and Zen. Let's see. Green tea, ripe, juicy nectarines. This is like basically market peach, Georgia peach, as I guess people know it now, mixed with a little bit of a sort of bitter and zesty, sort of gritty green tea kind of component to it. That sort of toned it down, and it was nice. We have the original Merry Mistletoe and the fun, cute packaging there. Freaking love this one. This is better than this Merry Mistletoe too. Let me tell you right now. I know people still debate it, and that's totally fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinions. But the original Merry Mistletoe is so much sweeter, so much juicier, and just so much more potent than this sort of flattened, like citrus flat action that you get with the new Merry Mistletoe. Same with the Wallflower. I have to imagine the fragrance oil, the blend or the recipe or whatever of the original fragrance oils had to get tweaked, or maybe it wasn't available in its original format, and along the line they just had to make like compromises, and they tweaked it a little bit to be able to still give us Merry Mistletoe without it being the original Slack & Co one. The original Slack & Co one was so much sweeter and juicier, and the Wallflower, oh my god, let me tell you, a lot of times the Wallflowers do smell better than the candles because you don't have to worry about all the burnt, icky growtiness of the candle and the wicks and the flame. Friggin' excellent. My favorite, I think this is my favorite format and favorite representation of Merry Mistletoe in the world. So there was that. And let me go through these cheap knockoff versions as well. I don't know why I bought 3 of these too. We have the newer Merry Mistletoe as well. Something without a label on it. Yeah. We have a Winter Rose right here. I think this was the second version that it came out. It didn't come out in Candle this year, but it came out in Wallflower and the White Barn Coraline. The first year was the pink one with the little ribbon or bow on it. So that was Winter Rose. This never has come back. This is Soft Rose Petal, Pink Peppercorn, Luxe Sandalwood. Yeah, it's a very, like, quintessential rose fragrance without it being too perfumey. It's a little bit more crisp than Rosewater and Ivy is. And there's like construction going on across the street like every friggin' day this week. So if you hear noise in the background of this video, that's what this is. South Beach Sun. Oh my god, I was obsessed with this when it came out. Does anybody even remember this? I just found a tester candle yesterday of this. What was this? Revel in a tropical blend of coconut water, orange blossoms, and lemon inspired by the Sunshine State's most famous hotspot. Let's party beachside, but not during Corona, except people are still doing it in Miami because Miami is a hotspot along with all of Florida. So South Beach Sun right there. This was great. Oh my god, it's just like it was just like a nice like tropical blend of whatever they said. You get the lemon and the coconut in there, but there is just a little bit of floral action that was nice. So that's South Beach Sun right there. Oh my god, this, it's so friggin' strong, and it's in the cute decorative Halloween wraparound of Pumpkin Patch, the original, well, it used to be called Pumpkin Patch originally, but now it is heirloom pumpkin and pumpkin carving, and sometimes Pumpkin Patch. You guys know what it is. I don't think it came out this year. It's not out this year yet, but it was out last year, I believe. So strong. It's like this heavy, like molassesy infused, just super strong, like quintessential pumpkin spice fragrance. It's great. This wallflower was just, will like friggin' blow you out of the house. I remember me and my sister bought this because all the Halloween stuff, before social media existed and everyone hyped every single holiday up, holiday stuff at like Bath Body Works, like especially Halloween, like they used to do Halloween frequently. They used to have a lot of cute stuff, but once again, it was before social media and everyone hyped up everything and tried to like put like scarcity on it. And so like there would always be so much Halloween stuff left over for 75% off, like pre-social media. And so I remember being able to always find 75% off like Slacken & Co. Halloween stuff, and that's how I scored these Pumpkin Patch ones. So there was that right there. Oh my god, pumpkin sugar donut, which I'm actually melting. It like gets sort of icky or grody towards the end. I just put it on a melter and it just goes all day. The pumpkin sugar donut melting right now, and apparently there was a matching wallflower of it as well. This one has a rare like circular label on it. What is this? Freshly baked pumpkin donut made with autumn sugar and spice with everything nice. This is excellent. Oh my god, I wish this would come back, but it doesn't. This is like cinnamon sugar donut made a little less greasy, but nice heaps of clove and cinnamon mixed with a very bright, sweet, juicy pumpkin. It's excellent. It's so sweet and scrumptious without it being too greasy. Yeah, friggin' love it. So much better than that pumpkin donut shop crap that comes out now. So that's pumpkin sugar donut right there. Another suntan. Oh my god, a few of these. Is that all of them? I'm sure I'll cross more of these. Winter Garland here. This one has like a effed up label on it. This friggin' excellent. It came out as Mistletoe Magic for Homeworks in that infamous PR summer year for Christmas in July, but it dudded out like crazy, so it was not as good as the original Winter Garland, even though it did smell exactly the same, but the wallflower is so good. It's so juicy. I think this one's also like blood orange champagne and holiday greenery. Another like a sister fragrance to Merry Mistletoe. I think this one's actually a little bit better, a little bit more sophisticated, so to speak, because Slacken & Co. is always sophisticated. So many layers. And yeah, so Winter Garland, oh my god, so good. One of the best, has never come out, but I have my fill of it. I went on eBay back in my like hoarding days and bought a few of the 3 wicks. I have a few 4 ounces and I have a few wallflowers as well. And I think I still have an unburned Mistletoe Magic from Homeworks that will inevitably dud out. Banana Bundt Cake, this was a hype candle that one year it first came out, but I'm like totally over it now. It smells like just like burnt pumpkin pecan waffles, grody, greasy nuts that were chilling and becoming stale in the closet, mixed with banana. And that's Banana Bundt Cake here. I think it still was readily available this spring. This, I think, doesn't actually even smell good anymore. It was like 75 or 90% off during some random SAS. I think it should have been MOS, but it was not. And I scooped it up. It's a Snow Apple Mint. And this is really old. You can tell if it focuses, but it will probably not. It did there for a second. I don't know. But there's like a actual label that says Snow Apple Mint on the wraparound there, which is cool. I think that's like the first time where the name is printed on the actual bulb itself. It sort of smells icky and weird now, so I don't really know what it smells like, but Snow Apple Mint sounds like it'd be nice. I think these were 75% off, and I'm not sure why I bought so many of them, but there's like 1 or 2 or 3 in here. It's Frosted Cake Pop, which then came out as that New York cherry cheesecake thing in the Land of Sweets last year. Same thing. Buttercream icing, warm vanilla, juicy cherries. Once again, sweeter, brighter, and just better in the wallflower. It's actually sort of pleasant and juicy and sweet, so I like that one. Oh my god, pumpkin spice cheesecake. Spiced pumpkin, graham cracker crust, and whipped cream cheese. I think it came out 2 years. This was the second year's packaging. Great pumpkin spice cheesecake fragrance. You got the actually sort of like dairy cheesy cream cheese note that turned off a lot of people, but I actually really enjoyed it mixed with pumpkin spice and the graham cracker note. Friggin' excellent. Love this. So there's that right here. But my candle actually turned, like, it was a brand new one and the wicks just like turned whack. Another unmarked one. And then we have a pumpkin pecan waffles in that similar round one. I'm not sure why I bought it, but it exists. So that's that right there. Yet another suntan. Oh my god, pumpkin French toast. I forgot there was even a wallflower of this, but apparently existed. I have my fill of candles of this, like so strong. One of the strongest, like rivals the original summer boardwalk throw. Like smells your clothes, your hair, your belongings, your bag, your purse. Everything will smell like pumpkin French toast if you light that candle. And apparently there's a matching wallflower. It's warm maple syrup, pumpkin spice, and caramelized brown sugar. And it had the cute squirrel on it. So there's that. Oh my god, that one was so strong. I didn't even realize there's a wallflower. We have lavender macaron, which I think this is the only version that you'll see lavender marshmallow being in a wallflower. Same fragrance. That's that right here. This is a truly French treat, scent of lavender blossoms with a delicate patisserie cookie. Everyone knows what lavender marshmallow smells like, and it comes out all the time now, so there's that. We have a old school cider lane. Yeah, this must be maybe the original year, because there's not even notes on it, and so there's cider lane right there. And this weekend, another one. I think this was the first year it came out in Wallflower, and I was so friggin' jazzed about it, and so I bought a few of them. Still love Endless Weekend, by the way. Let's see. We have a Beach Station Mint. I think this was a SAS release. Friggin' love this. It's a dupe of the Moss and Mint from Nest, except you can get it for much cheaper. We have Pink Petal Tea Cake that came out in Wallflower during that Wallflower Day. Was it last year? And I thought I would really enjoy it, but there's something sort of like fake and non-robust about it. It sort of smells like scented toilet paper and air freshener in wallflower form. It's not terrible, but I think I ended up returning the most of them just because it wasn't that great. So that's Pink Petal Tea Cake right there. As soon as it autofocuses, which this is struggling with today. So there's that. Another unmarked one. I think this might have been Marshmallow Fireside. We have White Sand Beaches, which is like a cologne scent that I actually really enjoy. It's tiara flowers, sunkissed driftwood, and bergamot leaves. It must be the tiara flowers that I really enjoy in there. A little bit of floral and citrus mixed with like cologne aspects. And that's White Sand Beaches right there. We have... Oh, I guess it came out again as Home Pumpkin Cheesecake? Yeah, well, I have a second one of pumpkin cheesecake. I did not realize it was in this packaging as well. That was the Thanksgiving one, I think, with Gather, which was chestnut and clove, and some other. I'm sure pumpkin pecan waffles and frosted cranberry were in there. We have caramel apple. I think this was just from last year. Good fragrance, but not as good as the more brown sugar infused caramel apple from the Slackening Co. We have, I think... this is super old Coco Lobo. It's like this nutty, like a crystallized sugar mixed with nutty coconut. It's like a coconut candy almost type of fragrance. It's actually sort of nice. Coco Lobo right there. I think this is like a one-hit wonder. I don't think it ever came out again after that. We have an unmarked one. We have a Magic in the Air. Oh my god, I remember when this came out and I was like so jazzed. There was a Magic in the Air and Wallflower. So there's that right there. We have an old school sensual blackcurrant and vanilla. I think I remember plugging this in for one day and it was so strong and it was just so intense that I had to unplug it afterwards. And that's in the old school aromatherapy label right there with the decorative wraparound on that. We have a Mountain Leaves. It's just super old. This only come out once. It smells like mature men like cologne, and it was too strong and I was just like, woof, it smells like a older man in here, which now that I'm becoming an older man, maybe I'll appreciate it more. So that's Mountain Leaves right there. Saltwater Breeze, which just came out this year. There's a matching Wallflower. I actually forgot that existed, but I'm glad I have it now. Oh my god, friggin' went to Atlanta, bought all those rose wallflowers that were like full price, as in like the promo of the 5 for whatever it was, and I must have bought like 40 of them. I don't know why. It was a different time in my life. We have rose though. Still love this fragrance, and there's that. I don't think the wallflowers ever made it wide. We have a rose garden. Did a whole video on all these. I'm not going to go into all the nuances of every fragrance. My favorite, but was not very strong in wallflower form, it is rose water meringue, right there. Yet another rose garden. A rose and vanilla, which I was jazzed about that because I love rose vanilla aromatherapy, but it didn't come out in matching wallflower, but it did come out in the rose test collection, and so I did stock up on that. And that's the rose and vanilla right there. So there's that. A ton more of those, so I'm not gonna talk about every single one. Okay, even more of those. Okay, a ton of that. More rose and vanilla. Oh my lord, they're just never ending. Oh, there's a lavender rose. That's a new one. So there's that right there. That's good too. I don't remember if I used it in wallflower yet. That's the sad thing, is like you buy all this and then you get so caught up in other new fragrances that you don't even get to enjoy the stuff that you bought. Another rose water meringue. Something without a label. Yet another endless weekend. We have a twisted peppermint in the old school wraparound with the snowman, and that's what that looks like, and that's what that is. I think that's what I mixed with the frosted cupcake right here to make the peppermint marshmallow that I was talking about in the intro video. This is frosted cupcake, once again, more 75% off Halloween, and that was that. That one was really strong. More test rose. Oh, there's a ballerina rose. I don't think I talked about that. That went wide, so you guys pretty much know what that smells like. We have yet another black tea rose. We have a evergreen. I remember this one being super strong. This one comes out during Christmas. Everyone knows what that is. That's the old school version of that one. We have a, didn't even know this was a wallflower, but I bought it. Be Joyful, which was that signature collection that came out that one winter, which is Shimmering Sugar, Sparkling Clementine, and Frosted Jasmine. This candle is so strong and too much for me, I just can't stand it anymore. And the shower gel is okay, but it doesn't really smell like a Christmas fragrance. Like when you read the notes, it's all, what is it? Sugar, clementine, jasmine. I think there's like melon and mango in the full notes, which all of that is like tropical fruits. But you know, they like to put out fruit fragrances during Christmas. So that's what Be Joyful was. Let's see, we have a Beach Cabana. Friggin' love this one. Powdery, white floral mixed with a little bit of laundry fragrance to it. Jasmine, Orange Blossom, and Warm White Sands. Friggin' love Beach Cabana. So there's that right there. Let's see, unmarked one. We have a pumpkin caramel latte in the old school Slack & Co packaging right there, which I believe is maple cinnamon pancakes now. Was also creme caramel in that French collection. Too sweet that I really don't care for it anymore. Berry waffle cone. I'm intrigued to see how strong this would be in wallflower because the candle is so intense that I'm sort of excited that I have this. I just don't know when I'll ever be brave enough to plug it in. Let's see, more rose ones. We have an old school Bahama Fizz. I think this was the first year it came out. This was pineapple, banana, and something else. It was good. I think the candle did it out, but the fragrance itself was sort of nice. I wouldn't mind seeing that again. It's Bahama Fizz right there. I think it was that combination of pineapple, banana, and maybe coconut. It was just that banana that gave it that nice twist. Another Merry Mistletoe. We have a strawberry vanilla. The candle dudded out like crazy because I just saw them in my collection being all dudded out. And that strawberry vanilla. This one's great. I like this, but it just, yeah, the candle didn't perform well. It was Spring Day with garden strawberries infused with fresh vanilla, juicy sweetness. Yeah, this one was excellent. So it's like a strawberry jam fragrance. It's a little bit brighter, but it was nice. Something that is unmarked. Oh my god, one of my favorites. This is probably like up there with Suntan. Sea Spray. Oh my god. Slack & Co. One hit wonder. Only came out once. So friggin' good. I've talked about it millions of times. It's sort of like a bath salt spa kind of fragrance to it with a little bit of sweet like melon fruity action. It was excellent. It was so good. The candle I discovered late, I think. And I was like, oh my god, why didn't I buy more of this? It came out with Sunrise Lagoon and Seaside Escape, which were all blue and all similar, that it just like sort of got like washed over, and I was like, oh my god, I love sea spray so much. And then I remember going into the store and I couldn't find any more candles of it, and the only thing I could find was Wallflowers, so I think I got them for 75% off. Have been cherishing it. The Wallflower is friggin' excellent. It's so good. I wish like somebody would dupe this. So sea spray right there. Another beach cabana in a different packaging. Yet another Mary Mistletoe in the original one. We have a holly wreath. Oh my god, this was so strong too. I think this was 75% off. This was in my dorm at one point, and it was so strong that I had to unplug it. So that's holly wreath right there. Super old school. I think this is a blueberry pie without a label. Yet another beach cabana. Yeah, that was indeed blueberry pie. The first year it came out, and the matching candle and everything. So that was that right there. We have a desert wildflower, which was very strong too. I actually I kind of hated this at the beginning, but then I sort of enjoyed it. I even bought the body wash of it, and I really started enjoying the candle. It's pink lady apples, white jasmine petals, and fresh violet. So that was, I think this was last year. It came out when like Cactus Blossom was getting the whole hookup and everything. So there was that. We have yet another fireside. I think this is a fresh balsam. They used to do frosted bulbs at the beginning, back when it was like Slacken & Co. And then they obviously transitioned out of that. We have a pumpkin pie that is used in the newer last year's label right there. We have a black raspberry vanilla right there, if it will focus, but it's not, but you know what that is. Another fireside. Let's see, we have yet another holly wreath right there. I didn't realize I had this, but I'm glad I do. Friggin' love this candle too. It's Salted Ocean Air right here. This was, let's see, Ocean Mist, Summer Winds, and Beach Musk. Friggin' excellent. Realistic, awesome, juicy, like beachy fragrance. I think it came out this year. But with like Corona and everything, it was like a whack release. So there's that. And then we have another Rose Garden and another Rose Vanilla. And I think that's it for the individual bulbs. And just when you thought this video was over, nope, not quite. We have a whole bag in the old school White Barn bag, mind you. This is what the old White Barn bags look like. They were white and very plain. And they used to come with matching, oh, it's still in there. They used to come with, like, when White Barn first opened and it was like testing in Columbus and everything, like it was super like posh, and like they were trying to make it almost like a luxury experience. But then when it became mass market and they were opening them like by the boatloads, they sort of stopped that. It used to come with like this branded like glittery tissue paper too. And they used to have like these shopkeepers emails that were like really fun and branded, and all these events too. It was a good time, but it's not like that anymore because there's White Barns everywhere. We have a old school, so the Wallflowers back in Slacken & Co days used to, I think, only come in 2-packs, and this was what was available in stores. And then they switched over to the single ones later on. 2-pack of this was $12.50. We have a winter candy apple. God knows why I bought that. We have apple crumble in the original version right there. Friggin' excellent. We have a gingerbread, the plain gingerbread for Slacken & Co. I love this one. Oh my god, that one was so good. We have eucalyptus mint right here. I don't know why I bought that one, but it exists. We have a vanilla bean Noel. We have a creamy nutmeg right there. We have a warm vanilla sugar. I think this one actually went nasty, so I should probably trash that. We have a twisted peppermint right there. We have a SAS re-release of Salty Caramel limited edition right there. I forgot I had that. And then we have an original or old school fresh balsam right there. Yeah, so since we're on the topic, Wallflowers for the most part do not go bad. So at least it's better than some candles and a ton of body care, body creams that do go bad. The Wallflowers will occasionally go bad. I want to say warm vanilla sugar. This goes bad in like every form that I have. I guess because it's so full of vanilla. This smells like vinegar and rancid, like just like sourness. It's disgusting now. And there's some other ones where like if you've used them once and then you close them again, if you re-smell them, it will smell like vinegar and just nasty grossness. I don't know, maybe if the base goes bad or maybe the oils go bad too. But some of them do start smelling rancid and like sour and nasty. I have encountered that with a few of them, but not a whole lot. So like the fact that there's only a few in a collection this huge, that means there's only a small percentage of ones that do go bad, but that some do go bad, so just watch out for that. I guess don't open them and unseal them unless you absolutely have to. So that was my whole super long, I don't even know how long this video was, but if you watched it, thank you so much. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, just, it's not bad to buy things, but just do it in moderation and don't do it in an excessive format like I did, but I have learned otherwise. So here we are with it. Just enjoy it for what it is, and I guess my parents will get good use out of them. So thanks so much for watching. I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.